Hello everybody, my name is Nishad. Thank you so much for joining today's video. And today actually I'm going to share my experience with you guys that how did I ended up into a multi-level marketing company. Not exactly a multi-level marketing company, but actually I ended up working for a direct sales and marketing agency and how they're different from multi-level marketing agencies and how these companies have a similar business model and how these companies work and how these companies actually make money, how these companies start earning or they get people into their funnels and start converting them into convince them to join as a downline. Okay, so first of all, I have to tell you how did I ended up doing this or why did I ended up here. So it was February 2019. I just graduated from my college and I'm unemployed. Suddenly, your peers, including your parents, start forcing you to get your ass off to work now. So, at this situation, what do? You go on to job searching websites like Shine, Monster, etc., etc. And I sent my resume to a bunch of companies. And within a span of 2 hours, I get a call. Ring, ring. I answer, hello. The HR lady on the other side asks me to come for an interview on a very next day to Andheri East. I have no reason to doubt this lady. I said, yes, I'll be there at 9 a.m. Now, please remember at this point of time, I am a fresher. So I don't know much about the corporate world. Okay. And, or how the jobs work. So, second phase is the interview. Now, here the story gets quite interesting. Now, show up for the interview, and after the first round, you go on field with your trainer. Okay. It's the second round, I go on field with my trainer. At this point of time, I mean, something did not felt right. I mean, is it a scam? Is it a pyramid scheme? Maybe. Or, I mean, I did not apply to be a salesman, to be honest. Uh, but, still, I'm a kind of a person who cannot become brutally honest. I mean, that anybody could have relate. Just leave it in the comment section that say, I can relate to. But I'm a kind of a person, who cannot be brutally honest. And I was thinking, like, I spent this much time with this girl, so how can I say no? So I was like, let's Nisha just go with the flow. And like I felt like how bad she will feel. Like she spent the whole day with me, and she even offered me a meal and also paid for my meal. Did not let me pay. She paid for my meal, and I was like, the lady will feel bad, so let's go with the flow. I came back to the office with her, and I said yes to the job. Well, what were you expecting? If I would have said no, then I would have never made this video, right? So it was worst mistake. Okay, by the way, it was one of the worst fucking mistakes that I ever did in my entire life. I was hooked. Pay attention here because this is the most important part of this story or this business basically. Here you notice the owner is driving a Mercedes. He has a big house. Costs $1 million. If I have to convert it into INR, how much it will be? I think it would be around 6 to 7 crore rupees. So 6 to 7 crore rupees worth of a house. He has a Mercedes that costs 50 lakh rupees, like 5 million in English. Okay. You must be thinking like, how the hell did he end up doing this? So he did everything by just going door to door, asking donations for the charity, and building a team of 12 people. At this point of time, you must be thinking, Nishat, that's it? Is that all I have to do to become an owner? It's that easy. You must be surprised at this point of time. So, when I say this, I can tell you in your brain there are two syndromes already, that these are two psychological terms which happens to everyone. Okay. First term is called the survivorship bias. Survivorship bias means if he can do it or if she can do it, I can do it too. Okay. This survivorship bias gets into your thinking. And second thing is you get into wishful identification. Now, what is wishful identification? Let me explain. Wishful identification means he has a Mercedes, he has a big house. I mean, girls always around him. So, I mean, who doesn't want that? I want that too. So, you feel like he has everything, I want that too. So, like, That's kind of a mentality that everyone gets into. I mean, it's quite common. I'm not saying that there is anything wrong with that. Today, I look at Elon Musk. Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. I feel like I want to be the richest man in the world too, right? So, and let's say Elon Musk can do it, I can do it. So like, the survivorship bias is everywhere. Like in every industry, every business model, survivorship bias and this visual identification has to be there, right? And please note that within the first week, I got promoted to corporate trainer. Now, I'll just explain you quickly how the system works. Every day, they hand over you few forms. I'm not going to name the charity uh, for which I was raising funds. They give you a territory uh, planning sheet. It's called TPS, and there was also test and measure card. So these three things are given to you, and they give you an identity card. So what you're supposed to do, you have to go on the field, door knocking. Every day you're supposed to knock 150 doors, and the more amount of money you raise, 16.5% commission is credited to your account after 2 weeks after. Like let's say this week I filled 18 forms. So you take all of the amount. Minimum was 1200 rupees, and 1200 and above, how much you want to give for the donation, it's completely up to the donor. Okay, so the way its system works is like the amount of forms you fill in a week. Let's say you filled 30 forms in a week, or say one 1200 ka check was like it was a one support. So you get 30 supports. So you 30 supports, you get 16.5% commission on that. So, and how the structure work was, first you join as a business associate, and how these guys work. These guys put advertisements in job searching websites and also the other places. So people apply from the front. Like you usually see multi-level marketing companies invite you for a seminar, then you have to invest something and then you join. But this company, to make things quite subtle, to make things look like put every blame on you, so like you cannot even point a finger, like all fingers are pointing towards you. These guys put advertisements on job searching websites, and then they ask you, so you send your resume and then they call you to come in. Okay, so it's like you asked first, so you get into trouble, like you cannot say anything afterwards, right? First, you join as a business associate, then you become a corporate trainer. So, corporate trainer is the position where you get a chance to build your own team. If you build a team of 5 people, you have 5 guys or girls around you in your team. That means you become an assistant crew leader. You build, you get 2 more guys, then you become a crew leader. Okay. Once you become a crew leader, afterwards you have to build a team of 10 10 people, then you become an assistant owner, and after building a team of 12 people and achieving a certain target makes you an owner. Okay, so this is how the system works. So this is basically how the system works, right? Now the next thing is the joining. You join. I mean, I joined. After joining the company, first week is your honeymoon phase. You get love bombed. You start to attend their morning meetings, I mean, which are filled with a cult like following for the upline, and you're taught with a lot of self-help, leadership building, and somewhat of finance management. At this point, you must be thinking, Nishad, what's wrong with that? I mean, very few companies do that. Teach their employees or teach their people with all of this. But remember, there is a saying in English: the best salesmen are those who do not even make their prospects feel like they sold them something. I'm saying, what did they sold me? They sold you a dream. This dream consists buzzwords such as financial freedom, be your own boss, entrepreneurship, leadership. 9 to 5 is being a slave. What else? What else was there? Hmm. Anyways, I mean, you get the drill, right? These are really fancy terms, right? I'm not saying it's not possible. It's 100, 200, 500% possible. But these guys brainwash you into thinking that being good in this job is your final fate. You cannot be a competent person in this job. That means you are useless. You have a slave mindset that is 9 to 5. The teachings of the morning meetings keeps getting over your rational thinking. You slowly start to lose the passion for the job that you work with your full passion and whole heart. Okay. Now, see, the problem is not where these guys ask you to, give results. But the thing is, you put on a lot of efforts, and Even you put efforts, like I used to go and knock 120 doors every single day, but slowly and suddenly you realize, that you are losing the passion for the job that you're doing. So you ended up not giving any results. Till the time you were giving results, you were fine, but afterwards the results started to get low, and these guys started to treat you like shit. Okay. Now, the next part of the story is a little bit disturbing. Like these parts of the story is quite disturbing. Like, let's face the fact. I mean, we all, as human beings, if we spend more time with a person, then you are more likely to trust the individual and get attached to him or her. There is nothing wrong with getting attached, but also unknowingly, you slowly start to remove all the skepticism in your brain and you shut your rational part. Okay, you are actually isolated from your family and friends. They don't even let you talk to other business associates. You're supposed to hang out with only corporate trainers, right? And you just go home to sleep. No more connection with your family and loved ones. The attachment and isolation, the combination of these two, slowly destroys your self confidence and your ability to solve other issues in life. Okay, every s- and this like every single day you read motivational quotes on your WhatsApp groups. In the morning meetings, every week you go on to celebrate in expensive bars and restaurants. You feel like you're making progress. You feel like you are the one last thing that you need to become an owner. But suddenly you look back and you realize nothing has changed. You notice that your friends, your business partners, how fake those smiles were. I mean, and how fake they are. Last but not least, due to the constant parties uh, in these expensive places and the field work, obviously, you cannot take food from the morning and be present at 8 a.m. in the morning, right? Once you stay in Kalyan and you have to travel to all the way to Andheri, so you cannot carry a lunch box with you. So this field work takes up money from you. So your wallet is already dried up. After seeing all of those faces, I decided to quit the company with a broken heart and a lot of pain and agony. Right now, this was my story. How did I left and what did happen? Now, at this point of time, few of my colleagues, former colleagues, by the way, if they're watching this video, they must be thinking, Nishad, because you didn't do something, because you didn't make anything, does not mean the company is not legit, or does not mean this program doesn't work. Okay, see, I don't know whether the program works or not. If it may work for someone, but the amount of people who are leaving you, the amount of people who are losing you, the ratio is quite high. By making this video, I'm already in the category of hater, and some of my former colleagues, just like said that one day we could have become. But let me tell you something. On the very first day, you're told that you will become a CEO or the business owner of your own business. Okay, so I have few questions for you. If you can answer these questions with full faith, 100% confidence, and if you can give these answers to me, then actually I will post an apology video that I made a wrong video. Okay. Now listen carefully. Whatever answer you will give on these questions, this will determine like how legit you are and how legit you are not. Okay. So do you decide what product slash service will be launched in the market? Do you decide that? Do you know what are your R&D reports? What is your TAM? TAM. For those who don't know what is TAM is total addressable market. What is your total addressable market? Do you control your commission structure? Today you're getting 16.5% commission. Can you go up to the upline, or can you go to the crew leader, or can you go to the owner and say, listen, brother, 16.5% is really low for me. I want 30% commission. Can you go and say that? You are a CEO, right? Because CEOs have these authorities. So they can go out and say these things and they can decide what their income will be. If you are a CEO, then can you do that? Okay. Do you know what category your product or services, whatever you're doing, they fall into? These guys, by the way, do not sell any products. They go on field to collect charities, and there are other organizations in the same company. Those guys sell insurances. Okay, so do you know what products or service your category your product falls into? Like there are four categories, by the way. For those who don't know, just let me explain what is it. There are four categories. First is recurring business model. Recurring market means you download Netflix on your phone and you pay premium every single month. Okay, that's a recurring market. Number two is the Chinese goods market. Now, by saying Chinese, I don't say anything against the Chinese nationals or Chinese people who live there. But we all know China is the factory of the world, right? And everybody can notice that every product that you buy from China is, it's quite cheaper on the price. Yeah, there is no guarantee, there is no warranty. If it works, then it works like it works really well. Otherwise, you have to throw it out. The third market is value for money market. Now, I bought these earphones for around 800 rupees. Now, for 800 rupees, I've been using this for 1.5 years. Now, this is value, right? The audio quality is fantastic. The company is really good. Now, because the company is really good, I actually recommend it to a lot of people. So that means it's a value for money market. Okay, this product comes into value for money category. Now, last but not least, there is one category that everybody loves, or everybody even fantasizes about being into. It's called the premium market. Here, you target the wealthy 1% of this world. Wealthy 1%. Owning a Lamborghini is considered a matter of pride. Like it's a pride. You can show it off. Yes, I have a Lamborghini. You have Rolex watch. What is the purpose of a watch, right? You tell me, like, what is the purpose of a wristwatch on your wrist? To tell you what's the time. And well, you can see that on your mobile phone as well, right? But still, you wear Rolex, so you can show it off. Right? Yeah, Rolex. It's really good. Or you have seen many of those prince or princesses from Middle Eastern countries, right? So you have seen them, whatever they do, like you see, like they wear those expensive rings with like only brown diamond in the world or only pink diamond in the world. So like, what is this? This is like the premium market, right? Now, the last, like I have few questions more. Now, do you control the production costs of your products and services? Do you control them? The answer is up to you. Now, these two questions are, let's say, this is a hypothetical question. Let's say if the NGO that you are raising funds for, let's say tomorrow the CBI finds out, the Crime Bureau of Investigation finds out the organization was a fraud, then are you willing to pay the compensation to the donors you took money from your own pocket? Are you willing to do that? You're an owner, you're a CEO, you're the face, right? Are you willing to pay that? Because when you fill a form with someone, let's say you come to my door and I gave you money, doesn't matter the amount. Let's say I gave you 4,800 rupees. I gave you that much amount. Okay, four supports. That much I gave you. So let's say if I pay you that much money, then tomorrow I find out the organization that you were raising funds for, it was a fraud. I gave you money. So will you pay back that money from your own pocket? Right? Because I paid for a good cause and the organization turned out to be a fraud. CBI is like the FBI of India, right? For those who don't know, for those who are watching this from a different country, maybe because I'm making the video in English, you might there is a high possibility that someone from a different country might watch this video. So, are you willing to do that? Now, there is a counter argument that I might get from these people. Like, you might say, Nishad, let's say you invested money into stock market. Okay, share market, everybody's aware, like Bombay Stock Exchange. If I invest money through a broker and I lost my money, okay, so are you going to ask for refund to the broker? No, I will not. But trust me, I'll give you another example. If you say, uh, let's say, if I buy shares from Motilal Oswal, and the shares I bought of the company, let's say the company turned out to be a Ponzi scheme. Let's say Motilal Oswal, it's a brokerage firm. Motilal Oswal sells me a Ponzi scheme. Then Motilal Oswal will have to face consequences from SEBI. SEBI will tackle them down. SEBI will, there is a high chance that their brokerage licenses might be cancelled because they sold a Ponzi scheme. Okay, they are a face of the product. So, and another example I can give you, if you have seen Scam 1992, then Harshad Mehta was also asked to pay every single money back to his investors. If I give you example of United States, then Wolf of the Wall Street. Jordan Belfort, the man himself, he was asked to pay every single penny back to his the investors, the money he, the people who lost money because of him. Now, I don't know whether he has paid it back or not. That's not the point of conversation. But the point is, law actually asks you to give money back to the people who you took it from. Okay, because you are the face. Let's say you are getting married. Okay, and you call a wedding planner. Now the wedding planner introduces you to a caterer who will take care of the food and beverages. Okay, and you pay money to the caterer. You gave him cash, and you never see him again. He was a fraud. He ran away. Who will you accuse? You will say, I know. You will actually target the wedding planner. You will like, brother, you introduced me to him. That's why I paid him money. Otherwise, I would have not paid him money, right? So this is the thing. Are you willing to pay every single penny from your own pocket if tomorrow CBI finds out that the organization was a fraud? If the answer is yes, then you are a CEO. Or if you have to look at your upline, then you are not a CEO, my friend. You are already out of this league. Or let's say tomorrow you start selling products. If the consumer who's using your product gets some health problems, because usually these kind of companies sell health-based products like toothpaste, protein shakes, or vitamin tablets. These people kind of sell these products. Okay, so whatever product you're selling, then he or she has the proof that I got health issues. Let's say I got infected with cancer using your products, and I have the proof from laboratories and from the doctors. Then are you willing to pay the compensation and the hospital bills from your own pocket? If the answer to my questions is more than 80% in a no, then you should know, my friend, they have just sold you a dream. Nothing else but a dream. Okay? So, this was my entire part of the story. I would like to conclude in a very positive way. Look, I'm not against network marketing companies or direct sales and marketing agencies who work on a similar model. But you must be thinking at this point, Nishad, why are you so bitter? Why are you so salty? Nobody put a gun on your head to join this company, right? If you think like that, you cannot be right than anyone else in this world who's watching this video. But in my defense, I would like to say this. Taking advantage of someone who's naive and who is not familiar with the corporate world, or taking advantage of someone's vulnerability and by constantly humiliating them, destroying their self confidence, is not ethical. Here, you sell emotions uh, to the people who are working for you, to the fundraiser, and also to the people who are donating money, to your donors. Even wherein, if I ask your donors where the money exactly is going, or how the money is being utilized, they don't even know about it. And so, like you get 16.5% commission. You like the commission that you get, but you don't even know where the money goes, right? You have no idea. And these companies just give you fake smiles and fake promises every single time before you join. After you leave, let me tell you, these companies will not even look at your face back again. You're done. You're done. You're out. So, and these companies have this habit of bashing on college degrees and they have this tendency to go ahead and always mock 9 to 5. And they always say, Nishad, you say that pyramid structure. This is like a pyramid structure. This is not a pyramid scheme. Let's say Nike has like one CEO, then the board members, and all of these things. So it's also shaped like a pyramid. What is the employee retention rate of Nike? How many people who join Nike leave within the first 6 months? How many of them? You tell me. You're the CEO, right? You're the business owner. You're the biggest entrepreneur in the world. You tell me how many employees leave them and how many interviews you conduct every single week. Why you have to conduct interviews every single Wednesday? Because the only thing is there are people don't want to stay with you. And unfortunately, the structure of a pyramid, it is designed to fail. Mathematics is completely against you. Now, let me explain why. Let's say you are one individual who hires 5 people below him. Okay, one below 5, and these 5 again hire 5, 5, 5 with again at the down line. Okay. Now, if this cycle continues, At tier, just continue doing the math. Okay, now if you continue doing the math at seventh or eighth tier, on the eighth stage, like five, 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 every five people, everybody's adding five more people in their team. So like if this cycle continues on the eighth tier, on the eighth tier, you have already crossed the entire population of Pakistan and Bangladesh combined. Okay, so do you think the population worth like 40 to 50 crores uh, is actually just looking forward to join your pyramid? Or if you cross the next tier, the ninth tier, you cross the entire population of India. So do you think 1.3 billion people are just willing to go on the field and collect charities? And you say this is the biggest opportunity in the world? No, it's not. Now the ethical businesses that everybody is doing these days, people open their shops, people own their businesses. Now, personally, for me, after leaving that organization, I have not named anyone. By the way, if you're watching this till now, I have not named any individual. I have not even named the company. I have not even named the client of the company. Okay, because so you have no right to accuse me, or you don't have any right to go out and say Nishad has made a defaming video against us. No, this is just my personal experience, and I have few questions. This is the right that is given to me by the Constitution of India, my freedom of speech. I am asking you questions. Okay, if you can answer these questions, fine. If you cannot, that's also fine. You have questions for me, you can ask them too. You have freedom of speech as well. Okay. Now, currently, after leaving that company, I started my own consultancy business. I worked for a year, then got into consultancy. And today, I'm running a really successful business. We got a new house, bought a new house. Okay, so that was one of the biggest things for me, biggest achievements for me. So don't think that working in these companies and because you did not succeeded here, that's your final fate. And because that's what these people program you through. These people brainwash you into thinking that if you are not good in this job, that means you are worthless. You don't have any rights to succeed in this world. Okay, and at the end of the day, as I said, this video is not against network marketing agencies, or this video is not against direct sales and marketing agencies. uh, Let me say this end this in a very positive note, or in a very happy note. If you you as an individual have the qualities to join these companies, feel free to join. Feel free to join. I'm not even going to question your choices. But just to be clear, you should know what are you doing and how it's affecting people's minds and their hearts. Okay. Now, every individual cannot become successful in this kind of business. Okay. Now, if I put Narendra Modi as the chairman of Reliance or as a CEO of Reliance, I don't think Narendra Modi can grow Reliance better than Mukesh Ambani. I don't think so. Yes, he can run a nation. He's running the nation very carefully. Whether you support him or you don't, that's a completely different topic. Just an example. Don't get word to word, or don't get in the comments and start fighting Congress versus BJP. I'm not saying that. Okay. Now, another example that I would give you, if I put Elon Musk as the president of United States, I don't think he would do a great job, right? That's not his field. He is really creative person. He's into different field, so that does not mean this is going to be your final fate. Okay, and whenever you work in these kind of businesses, let me say this very carefully, um, without hurting anyone's feelings. That is, this business has proven to work. Some companies, their business associates or their corporate trainers, or whatever name could be different, like the title could be different, but these people work on a similar model. Okay, it could be different, but uh, some companies work, many of them don't. Okay, I would say 30% of them work, 70% of them don't, because as the statistics show that these companies, the particular companies that I used to work for, and I go on to the result, and I also check that how many interviews they conduct. There are 4 interviews conducted every month, like once in a week. They are conducting interviews, and the amount of people come in and the amount of people leave from the interview is 95%. The 5% who stay, and within those 5% also 95% again leave. So the retention rate is really messed up. Okay, really messed up. So you need to understand this. This business is not for everybody. For those who can do it, Go ahead and do it. Nobody's going to question you. This is your choice, your life. You make your decisions. Okay, but it was not for me. Today I'm doing a really good business. That is Hare Krishna Business Consultancies. It's running like running really amazing, and I'm actually quite happy to be on. Happy to be honest. Like today I'm making this video from home just to share my feelings with you. Like how did I ended up doing this, and what was my experience? Like why did I do this, or how did I ended up doing this? All right. So until next time, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Okay.